No, so we're here in Orlando, Florida, home of Podfest 2025. We have gone to a lot of classes.
We have spared no expense.
We've spared some expenses.
You try and find a fourth floor room in a Days Inn / IHOP.
Okay. I need to be clear because you've been saying this for a couple days now. It's not a Days Inn / IHOP. It's a Days Inn that has an IHOP.
No, it's more of an IHOP with a Days Inn on the backside.
The IHOP is a little bit nicer than the Days Inn is.
It feels like the IHOP was here, and then they built rooms behind it, and then made one of the entrances into like where you check in for the hotel.
Yeah. And I'm not here to slam Days Inn. I mean, not until we leave anyway. But
I need to figure out. It'd be the Marriott because it's by Marriott, isn't it?
If you go into the shower, there's no water pressure, and you have to crank it all the way to hot to even hope to get warm water. But you step out a foot and a half away to the sink.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, there's no cold water. I had to brush my teeth with hot water.
Mm-hmm.
And second of all, it was piping hot water that was so powerful it would rip the skin off your hands. You could rip the skin off a lesser man's hands.
It's the same pressure they use to like clear paint off of steel and shit.
Yeah. It absolutely was.
So basically, I've lost like 3 teeth just brushing my teeth.
To think I was wondering why the people of Florida couldn't vote right. Maybe it just has to do with their water pressure.
I'd be mad too.
Yesterday, we went and played a little pop stroke.
Yeah. So we're here for this Podfest Expo.
Wait, why don't you want to talk about
happy Orlando?
Why don't you want to talk about pop stroke?
Why are you so scared of Orlando?
I'm not scared of Orlando. Well, Orlando blew him a little bit.
Yeah. He's still got that restraining order, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Pirates of the Caribbean means something else. Tally ho.
Apparently, you can't just walk into his dressing room and say, "I Caribbean naked."
Oh.
I could have worked on that better.
We'll edit that to make
that was a dry run.
Okay.
Unlike when I was Caribbean naked.
Okay, Billy Ocean. You know, Orlando, the ocean, not bad.
It isn't bad, except that Orlando is a landlocked city in Florida and doesn't touch an ocean on either side.
I can see oh, no, that's not the ocean.
No.
I can smell the ocean.
It's also not the ocean.
No, that's the name of my cologne. It's the Billy Ocean.
The Billy Ocean.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Oh.
What do you know? We in Orlando. I can go all night.
I have decided we can no longer do these in beds.
Why?
Because what the fuck was that?
Perfection.
Perfection of what?
Perfection of skill.
A perfect example of why we should never let you do the introductions.
Of enunciation.
It's not important. I'm Matt.
And I'm Dano in Orlando. Smelling like a ho-ho.
Wasn't Dano from Hawaii 5-0?
And Hawaii 500.
Isn't that the complete opposite side of the country?
Country-o. Thanks for being hero.
I am your hero. Welcome to Hang Out with Your Slangout. Anyway, so yeah, I think we should do Boolin. I think it's indicative of what we're doing currently.
Boolin, can you spell that for the viewers? Because it's kind of a different one. Sounds like something that it's a play on another word.
Is it a play on another word?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll find that out shortly because I didn't know that. It is not like Moulin Rouge.
Well, that sucks because that sounds like a fun word to do.
Moulin Rouge?
Yes.
It's not a word. It's play. It doesn't matter. Anyways, it is spelled Boolin and apparently apostrophe because they don't believe in G's when you're booling.
That's not an apostrophe. It's a quotation.
Is it?
I don't know. Isn't that what that one thing called?
No. It's
exclamation point?
No.
That's a perpendicular. Got it. Thank you.
I'm going to take this time to remind everybody of what I always do in our podcast, which is, Dan, you're a writer.
Yeah. So I ride horses from time to time. Sometimes large dogs. Depends on the breed, though. I know you've been missing that, Slangers. You hadn't heard that one in a while.
You'd think 100 episodes in, I would have grown accepting of that, but as it turns out, I have not.
Okay, so I'll give a quick definition of this real quick, and then we can just let the big man rip here. That means like to talk about the word, not
what I was doing earlier.
Got it. Yeah. Boolin. The act of leisure or relaxation. It's a play on, I think, the word coolin.
Coolin's a word?
Yeah, like.
Now I feel like you're making that up.
No, that's what we were told. Like it's, if I remember right, it's instead of saying like you're chilling and being cool, you say boolin, and I think it's got some kind of hip hop influence, or like it came from a rapper.
Oh,
chilling and smoking.
Chilling and smoking?
Yeah. The act of leisure or relaxation, it is usually referred to as chilling or being chill, the lack of exercise, and the act of doing nothing. Holy shit, I'm bulling every day of my damn life.
You certainly are on this trip. I can't answer for every day of your life because I'm not around you every day of your life, but I don't doubt what you just said. I don't doubt is, I think, what
don't doubt.
I don't doubt.
That's like my favorite Southern California band.
Doubt. Don't doubt.
Yeah.
With Gwen Stefani.
Well, they're not as good as, like, what's that band we hate? Sublime.
Sublime.
Sublime. Boolin. Just absolutely fucking chilling. Yep. Favorite new word.
Is it really your favorite new word?
It's going to be, just wait till tomorrow when we walk the halls of that expo.
We're just going to be sprawled out over their lounge chairs. People will be like, what are you doing? We'll be like, boolin.
Straight boolin. You guys got to quit being a whack. Check me out on boolin.
You know what? I think if you say that sentence, nobody will ever listen to our podcast.
They'll at least stay away from me at the expo. I'll tell you that much.
They'll be like, these guys are clearly not experts in their field.
I don't know.
To be fair, if you've listened to all our episodes, you know that we are not experts in our field.
Here's what I was remembering when I was trying to bring up the whole clean up on aisle 12. It is from like the gang. I don't know what culture. So, Boolin. This is actually not from Urban Dictionary. This is actually from like real knowledge. So that means it's from PBS or something. Boolin. The slang term Boolin originated in blood gang culture. That's what I couldn't remember because they started everything with B's and the Crips started everything with C's. So the Crips would say coolin, the Bloods would say Boolin.
Oh.
It's derived from the Bloods' avoidance of the letter C due to their rivalry with the Crips. You were a Crip once.
I was the Crip keeper once for Halloween.
I've always been a Blood, but that's only been from the waist down. Boolin's been used by many rappers.
Oh, which rappers? Which ones are Bloods?
Young Thug, Ty Dolla $ign. You've brought him up before.
I have.
ASAP Rocky.
Also, look out, Ty Dolla $ign, because me saying your name, that's 3 now, bud.
Oh, nice. And Playboy Cardi. Aren't all these guys dead?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't know. I don't know who is or isn't dead.
Okay. Boolin can also be used in expressions like straight boolin or boolin on Mars.
Boolin on Mars.
I would kind of wish they would explain the boolin on Mars thing, but maybe that's why we're old and don't understand slang.
I'm going to guess that it means that you're super high because you're relaxing, but your head's in outer space.
The meaning of boolin can mean to chill out or hang out with your slang out.
I don't think that it says with your slang out.
It says with someone, but we'll say hang out with your slang out. Rolls off the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
It did when I thought of the name for the podcast. So, I mean, it still
hopefully
does.
People are boolin while we're schooling.
And you're drooling like a foolin'.
Okay, listen.
Hey, you can't handle the rap. This is what the rap business is like, dude. It's East Coast, West Coast. Yes, pretty much.
I take the time to put together a fun little rhyme.
2 words?
Yeah.
You just did? Time and rhyme?
You said hang out with your slang out. That's literally what our title is. It's rhyming 2 words.
Yeah, I did pretty good at that, didn't I?
I will fucking murder you.
I'm too bullin' for school.
You know what? Here at the day's end, they won't even notice.
No, they won't. Just another Monday, just another bloodstain. It's like one of my favorite U2 songs.
That's Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
Pretty close.
Anyways, so getting back to the question I asked before we delved into this, what do you do when you're bullin'?
When I'm cooling and chilling? Apparently I snore.
That's what you do when you're sleeping. I'll tell you that much.
Are you any more chill than when you're sleeping?
Yeah, all the time. Because when I'm sleeping, like
Mhm.
you're dreaming and stuff like that, your brain's
Right,
active. You're
right.
not really chilling.
I don't know. When I'm bowling, if that just means chilling out, relaxing. What's the rest of that lyric?
Chilling out,
Playing some b-ball after school.
chilling out, maxing, relaxing, acting all cool, shooting some b-ball outside of the school.
Yeah, pretty much. That's me.
Something. It doesn't matter. Anyways,
I'm usually in bicycle shorts.
no, you're not.
I used to be.
Why do I even ask this question if you're not going to take it seriously?
Because you know how I'm bowling. I'm bowling
Yes, but you're talking
every
to
day
me.
of the year. I'm bowling every moment.
We're
of my
talking
life.
we're talking to an audience of at least 22. They don't know how you bool.
Bool? Is that? Are we going to do that? We can make that happen.
Also, Boolin, not to be confused with Boolean language, which is a computer-based language.
Oh my god, we do great. You just lost
think.
everybody.
Computer or math.
I told you we're not a geek educational podcast.
You don't know that.
For sure, I do. For sure, and if I'm bowling, can we just put IN on anything?
Can you answer the question?
If I'm bowling, it's usually I actually like when I'm designing our tiles and stuff, or if I'm doing anything creative like that. Totally just like settles me and puts me in a real chill mode. And then usually, and you'll probably give me shit about this,
Hanging out with your dog. I
my
know.
French bulldog Guillermo's probably in the
Which is weird
vicinity.
because he is not relaxing in any way, shape, or form.
You aren't around him when he's relaxing, and I miss him, dude. It's been like 3 days. You're gonna bum me out on the podcast.
I'm gonna bump
You make me cry on the podcast
You offered up this answer. You could have picked a different
because
answer.
he's always right here. He's on the back of my mind. That's what true love is, dude. Maybe one day you'll experience
I
that.
feel so bad for Jen.
Oh, she's there too. She's holding him for me.
So she's like,
She did it. She bought him. She brought this menace into my life.
I mean, didn't she take you to buy him?
She took me to go look at him and pick out the one I liked, and then she bought him.
So you were involved in the process. This wasn't just like a surprise present of a Frenchie.
It was a little bit. We had been searching and looking, but the prices were irate, and I gave up because it was around Christmas time. I was like, we don't need to spend that kind of money, and I just stopped. And then like a week before Christmas, she was like, she just on her own looked up a couple dealers that were next to us, and just happened to be stuff that were maybe a third of the price. And she was like, look at this little guy. And I fell in love the first time I saw him. And the rest is history.
Yeah. Gross. If I wasn't already sick.
Maybe he'll be
the.
the cover of this one too.
No, if any of our dogs is going to be on the cover of Boolin, it's Dudley. 100%.
You think he's bulling?
He's only Boolin.
It's because he's old.
38 times a day, I have to make sure he's not dead.
Yeah, maybe I could put. He deserves it. He's actually been part of this podcast from the get. Like he I can't tell you why, but like he was kind of like one of the first things that locked in this podcast. I remember us going out for drinks, and we were talking about doing it, and so I started a page, and we were talking about Dudley, and it locked it all in. I was like, "Good, done. We're here." And then magic happened after that.
Well,
and now.
It's magic, but it's like
I've brought you to Orlando, where the Magic are from, and I've been chanting this all weekend. I am Spartacus.
I like how you said where the magic are from.
I did that.
Literally, you could have said it's the Magic Kingdom because that's what this is.
No. Shaq put this place on the map.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't. Nobody knew what Disney World was before.
He put
before
LSU
Shaq
on the
got-
map.
Who did?
Shaq did.
Ellis who?
LSU.
I've never heard of her.
I wonder if the kids are using Boolin.
I think they are. I brought it up, and when I brought it up, they did that. You know when we say a word, sometimes they look at us like, don't ever say that word again.
Oh, I mean, that's pretty much every word we say
It's
because they're
pretty-
teenagers. But
This is the birth of this podcast, apparently. But it's one of the ones, like I said it that one time, and I can't remember if it was Reese or Tyler. I want to say it was Tyler, but she gave me that something stinks, like, ooh, don't do that. And I was like, oh, shit.
maybe she's a Crip.
Ooh. What do you do when you're bowling?
Oh, it's like magic.
Hmm?
7 minutes later.
No, it'll be like 30 seconds on the edit.
That's okay. You can still.
I might even put that before you ask me.
No, you won't.
Just you wait.
No, you won't. When I'm relaxing, same. I'm also hanging out with my dogs. I am usually drinking a beer,
Watching sports
probably watching sports.
when you can.
Yeah, but I will say, I want to say watching sports, although because I am by nature so invested in my sports,
Oh, that's true.
I'm not always relaxing when I'm watching sports.
That-
I'm trying to relax, but I'm on edge. It's more relaxing now because the sport that I like to watch most is hockey, and my team sucks bad enough where my expectations are so low that it's easy to relax.
I'll rephrase that.
But
When
they're
you're
getting
watching teams that aren't important to you, you're just watching a game.
Yeah, I guess so. But I think I get more relaxation out of watching like a kind of easygoing show,
Oh, that's true.
like Shrinking on,
Shrinking, yeah.
on Apple TV right now is fairly relaxing for me, even though like it's definitely got some deep moments to it,
Mhm.
but it's kind of easygoing comedy for the most part. And so I can
Someone
just sit there.
posted a scene of that, and Harrison Ford, he's all like, they come in to confront him. He's all like, "Oh, you're in here raw dogging me," and they're like, "Stop using raw dog. Like, don't. You're not supposed to say that." And I was just like, "That's freaking funny."
Yeah, it's hilarious.
And we haven't done raw dog yet, so maybe we should.
It's such a good show. Yeah, well, maybe Valentine's episode. Anyways, so yeah, I mean
That fits for you.
that's how I'm relaxing for the most part.
Is there anybody you can
I
think
started
of?
reading a little bit again. That's relaxing.
Yeah, you know, I have two. I only got like 1,000 books, so I guess I should. And I actually write books, so it's probably important for me to keep
You
reading.
should probably turn them right side up though, because it's easier to read that way.
Fuck. No, these are all books from Japan. You got to read them that way, anyways.
Not upside down. It's top to bottom.
Okay, gotcha.
Right to left.
Is there anybody, I don't know, celebrity wise, movie star wise, I don't know, maybe even a musician you would consider Boolin? That's just got that chill vibe.
To be fair, like we talked about this being prevalent in the rap community.
Okay,
I feel like rap artists feel more relaxed to me than most.
it's because they're high.
Maybe, yeah. Actor wise, this is going to seem weird because part of his shtick is being a little bit high anxiety.
Mhm.
But I feel Paul Rudd sort of fits that. Like
He's totally done stuff like that.
yeah.
I always thought David Bowie was kind of chill.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that makes
Like
sense.
any of his interviews, he was just so laid back and like so just didn't care. Like he just talked. It's kind of refreshing. Music wise, is there anybody more Boolin than Kenny G?
Yeah, Michael Bolton.
No. There would be no Michael Bolton if there was no Kenny G. Which came first, Kenny G or Michael Bolton?
Michael Bolton.
Yeah, he was like in a rock band or something like in the
I think
70s.
so,
Yeah. Are they like peanut butter and jelly?
I don't know that they've ever played together, so I'm very confused as to
They've done that. It was like a big thing. That's why I brought it up, because I was like, which one's peanut butter, which one's jelly? They're both good by themselves. You put them together.
I would like to internet challenge that.
Really?
Yeah.
You always internet faster than me. Because I like to take my time because I'm Boolin.
Yeah. They apparently did a recording of Soul Provider
That's what it was. I remember that.
and How Am I Supposed to Live Without You.
I don't remember that one.
Apparently they've done a series of different things.
Because they were at the same time. They were.
Well, what's weird is the reason that I was ready to argue this was
Mhm.
because my parents, my dad and my stepmom, were fans of both.
You throw John Tesh in there, you got the Antichrist.
What?
The trifecta of hate.
There's Kenny with Michael Bolton.
There's too much Boolin going on in that picture.
Pure sex.
That was the name of the album they recorded on together. Oh, and if there's anybody younger than us, you might have to Google Kenny G and Michael Bolton.
Kenny G Live at the Acropolis is one of the greatest albums by an alto saxophonist ever.
By the only alto saxophonist. But, you know,
There have to be more. He didn't invent the alto saxophone.
all I know, ladies, is have a bucket of ice next to you to cool them loins. You're gonna need
Loins
it.
will need to be cooled.
Yes.
All right, this episode has become very unboolin, and it is starting to be late at night here on the East Coast.
I feel like it started out unboolin. We're both very, very white and not gang members.
You're not a gang member.
Why would you say that?
You said it.
I'm as hard as
just
ice.
agreeing that you're not.
I'm hard.
telling you that I am.
I'm thug life. I'm the one with the freaking French bulldog. You don't get more thug than that.
French bulldog.
Yeah, they're like the new pit bulls.
No.
Hey, Mr. Worldwide's he's from Florida.
Sure.
No, he's just sings in Miami a lot, right?
I think he might be from Florida.
Pitbull's not from Miami. He just pretends he is.
I don't know. Also, Miami doesn't make up the entirety of Florida, so it's possible that he's from Florida and not from Miami.
Isn't
those two
he from
things can
like
be
Argentina
true.
or something like that? He's Cuban, isn't he? If you don't know about Mr. Worldwide, what are we even doing in this podcast? You're supposed to be the ideas man. You're supposed to be the knowledge.
Cuban American.
Yeah, so you nailed it. Which means he could be from Miami.
Born January 15th, 1981. So happy recent birthday, bud. In Miami, Florida.
Good. Okay. So he's
like
faking.
Literally, his birthday was 2 days ago. You're not even going to say happy birthday to Mr. Worldwide?
No, he's faking his accent.
It's not fake. What does faking his accent have to do with his birthday?
He's like Green Day when those sons of bitches are from San Diego and they act like they're from the UK. It's like, dude, just talk normal.
They don't act like they're from the UK. They sing with a British accent.
It's dumb. They talk with it. Watch all the interviews when they first came out. They talk with British accents.
Go ahead and go listen to your favorite British bands, except for the Beatles. They all sing like they're American, so it's fine.
No, but they're not pretending to be American. You see them in interviews, they're still talking like they're British.
I've never seen Billy Joe talk British, but okay.
I forgot you're best friends.
Yeah. Well, no, we're not best friends. Otherwise, I'd call him BJ. But
ooh, I bet he hates that.
Did you hate them because
it was literally that? That was the only reason I hated it, because I thought they were being fake.
Oh.
And I was just like,
I do think when they were first coming up that they felt that they needed to have a shtick.
Yeah, that's totally what it was.
But their music was good.
Yeah, I'd give them that.
But also, I would argue, because I want to say they started to get popular right around the time that you were playing with Teaser.
Probably a little bit after.
When were you?
Teaser made it to Love I probably 93.
That's when Dookie came out.
Yeah, they were like on the verge of the Duke Music sound. They were like that new pop punk thing, but they were like trying to be like TRL's version of the Sex Pistols. So I found that annoying. But yes, they did have good songs.
Well, my point was trying to be that I feel that Teaser and Green Day probably also played very different styles of music.
Totally different.
And so...
because the music had totally changed by then.
Right. I can imagine you being annoyed by all of that style of music.
No, we were one of the first ones that like really covered Nirvana and dug Nirvana. It was so different. But the second you played it, it went over really well.
Yeah, but I think Green Day and Nirvana aren't... I don't even feel they're...
To me, the Nirvana was the start of
that. They came out at
change.
the same time. I don't feel they're from the same genre. To me, Green Day is more closely associated with Everclear than it is with Nirvana.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Everclear. We haven't talked about them too much.
That's because I can't say the lead singer's name. Not because I don't want him to die. I don't, but because it's Greek and it's so long that I don't know how to say his name. To be fair, Zach Galifianakis is not their lead singer.
That would be awesome, though. Talk about a blending of something. Yeah. They're like AC/DC,
Everclear
where
their new album Between Two Ferns.
Yeah, they're like AC/DC, where every song sounds exactly the same, but they're all kind of good.
Yeah,
that's just the weirdest thing. It's like I want to hate it, but at the end, I'm singing the song halfway through it.
Yeah,
and he sings about stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, for a while there, I really loved Everclear.
This podcast has become far less Boolin.
I don't think we ever started out Boolin, but hey, we'll take it. We're in Orlando. We're doing it. Just living our lives because our wives let us. But just living our lives like rap stars do.
Yeah, Boolin. You know,
where can they find us? In Orlando right now. But.
Yes, in Orlando. The Days Inn IHOP. No, you can find us at hangoutslangout.com. Anywhere you find your podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly in a gutter in a few months if we don't make any money off this.
Ooh, what word are we going to use then? Definitely not Boolin.
No, I don't know. We'll probably have to sell the equipment, so we won't be able to use words.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be able to use words, just not in podcast form.
It's like I can get that fixed. We're good.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Well, anyway, this is Maxin and Relaxin' Matt.
And this is Chillin' the Dylan. No, yeah, it's Dylan. Can I be Dylan now? That's not bad. What's his name? Doesn't need anymore. He's dead.
Who?
The only Dylan there ever was from 90210.
Oh,
Luke Perry.
but he's not the only Dylan there ever was.
He is the only Dylan there ever was.
No, he's
Am I right, ladies? Am I right?
You know,
The man single-handedly brought sideburns back.
listen, I loved Luke Perry just as much as the next guy. Maybe even more.
I actually hated him. I was a Jason Priestley guy.
Of course you were.
But for the joke, it's Dylan all the way.
Yeah.
No, fuck that guy. Such a
I can't.
He was the
he's
first
dead.
Edward. He was the first Cullen. He was the first vampire.
Man.
I'm rich and I'm sad.
Can you-
have
can you
sex with
imagine- Can
me.
you imagine if he... Wait, he was still around when they filmed Twilight. Why wasn't he like one of the vampires?
He actually died early. He got, I don't know if it was cancer or what, but he was like,
I know he died
45.
early, but I still think it was after Twilight.
He was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
Yes, I know that.
the movie.
Everybody knows that.
Do they?
No.
A lot of people don't. Who else was in that people don't realize was in it?
Pee Wee Herman.
Yep. You killed him, all right. He was our first victim.
That's not a good way to put that.
You talked about him touching himself in the men's room in like, what was it?
Who played Buffy?
Was that the Super Bowl?
Who played Buffy?
Was Christy Swanson?
Good job.
And then Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Yes. Mrs. Frankie Prince Jr.
Yes. She'd kick your ass if she heard you say that.
Probably.
Yeah.
She's obviously cooler than he is.
Mm-hmm. She's Boolin.
Although that guy, man, he's still handsome as shit. Age has not ravaged him.
Hey, we tried to get out here like 3 times. We probably end it, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was just so relaxed that I just kept going.
All
All right, let's get out of here.
right.
Later, Slangers.
Bye. For now.
There was a lady sitting
Oh.
2 seats down from Dan, and she got frustrated that we were being too loud. And to be fair, my co-host does not know how to whisper.
Huh?
See?
Hmm.
And she got up and
Wait. I spent a year in France not saying a word so I could learn the beauty of a whisper.
I'm going to assume that's from something.
No. Yeah, from me.
You never spent a year in France.
But I know the beauty of a whisper.
No, you don't.
Dude, I wrote a song called Beauty of the Whisper.
Did you really?
No, not at all. Lame.
If you can understand, nobody knows what you're referring to at this point.
Uh-huh.
Except maybe for the band teaser. Anyway,
Coming back.
so no, they're not.